Okay, so this is the video for English 3, unit number 9, lesson number 1. The objective is to get information in places you visit. The idea is that you look at the video about vocabulary first and then the one about grammar, and then you go to these activities, to these exercises. We are going to check the exercises of vocabulary and grammar in our online class this week. At the end of this video, you will listen to the instructions for your activity of the online class. First, you've got the expression of how do you get to. How do you get to a place? It is an expression you always use to know how to get from one place to the other. Okay, so how do you get to? How do you get to? Um, if you say it with I, you say how do I get to? Or if you say he or she, you say how does he get to? How does she get to? Now the idea is that you pause the video and then you match the numbers with the letters in these questions. Now I'm going to give you the answers. Number 1 says, how do you get to the city center? It's letter D. I get the train. I hate driving on crowded roads and it's difficult to park in the center. So letter D, he says it's difficult to park in the center. That's why you know it's the answer. 2. How do you get to the shops? Number 2 is letter C. I drive because I usually buy more than I can carry. So you know it's the answer because he says I usually buy. 3. How do you usually get to work? He says in letter E, I cycle most days, but if I'm late, I get the bus. So if I'm late. How do you get to your closest friend's home? It is letter A because, well, it's a bit difficult to get there by public transport, so I usually walk. He rides a motorbike, and that's how he gets to my place. So he's talking about he as a friend. And finally, how do you get to the airport? You've got number 5, letter B. It says, well, I usually get the underground because it's cheaper. But if it's business trip, I get a taxi. So in that case, if it is a business trip, that's the one that tells you that the answer is that one. Okay, so there in activity number 2, you've got different images, different pictures. Now I want you to tell me what the pictures represent. All right? So look at the photo number 1. It is a train, but it's a train that goes under. It's an underground. Then number 2 is a bus. Bus is a coach. In British English, you call it coach, but it's a bus. Number 3 is a train. Number 4 is a bicycle or bike. Number 5 is a motorbike. 6 is a taxi. 7 is a car. And number 8 is someone walking, a person that walks. Okay, now we are going to listen and check, all right? So the idea is that we can all take a look at the pronunciation. Try to listen and pronounce the words. Okay, so let's see. Listen and repeat.
Track 47. 1.
Get the underground.
Get the underground.
2. Get the bus.
Get the bus.
3.
Get the train.
Get the train.
4. Cycle.
Cycle. That's the action.
5.
Ride a motorbike.
Ride a motorbike.
6. Get a taxi.
Get a taxi. 7.
7.
Drive.
Drive. You drive your car. You walk. Walk to work, you walk to school, etc. So let's continue with the rest. Okay, so there are many other ways to get the transport. So they are just some examples. Now you're going to listen because there is information about a person that is talking to another person, talking about how to transport from one to place to another. Please listen here because there are all the expressions that are necessary. Okay, if you have the books, go to page 154 to check the audio script. Okay, so listen and then listen again to know if the sentences are true or false.
Track 48. Morning, BJ.
Good morning.
Sleep well?
Yes, thanks. Tea.
So, what are we doing today?
Well, could we go and have a look round the city? It's so interesting to see a new place.
Sure, good idea.
Actually, the first thing is I need to get some money. Is there a cash machine near here?
No, but there are a couple next to Halvasia Market in Hazratganj.
Where's that? In the centre?
It's the main shopping area, yes.
All right. And another thing, are there any bookshops here? English bookshops?
Huh? Are you bored?
No, of course not. But, you know, I like reading, and I didn't bring any books because they're so heavy.
Okay. The best bookshop is Universal Booksellers. That's in Hazratganj too.
Great. Do you know when it's open?
I think it opens at 10 or 10:30 and closes around 8:30.
Okay. So, what's the best way to get there? Can we walk?
Well, we could, but it's hot and quite crowded.
How long does it take?
About 20 minutes.
Is there a bus?
Not from here, no. It's better to get a taxi. Or we could get an auto.
An auto?
I mean an auto rickshaw.
Okay. Good idea. Where's the nearest rickshaw stop?
There isn't a stop. We just have to walk until we see an auto and then stop it.
Okay.
Okay, so as you can hear, as you could hear, they mention a new means of transport that is typical from India. They call it the auto. Could you hear it? Okay, so we're going to go in depth talking about that means of transport, but first, I want you to listen again, so you can go back with the audio, with the video, and read it. I'm sorry, listen to it again to do the true or false activity. If possible, try to repeat it as many times as possible. Try to say them like once and again. Okay, so try to listen to it, repeat it because it has all the expressions that are necessary for this unit. All right. So, it is for getting information. Now I'm going to give the answers. All right. Okay, so I'm going to give you the answers for the activity. That is activity number 1. I'm sorry, activity number 2. The true or false. So there are catch machines near Mira's house. Is it true? Is it false? Then you've got Vijay wants to buy an English book. True. False. Okay, so the first one is false. There are some in the main shopping area. But the second question is true. He didn't bring any books to read. He loves reading, right? 3. Universal Booksellers opens very early. That's false. It opens at 10 or 10:30. It takes about 20 minutes to walk to the center to Lucknow. Then it's true. It takes about 20 minutes. Mira and Vijay decide to walk to the city center. Falls is too hot and crowded. They decide to get an auto rickshaw. Auto rickshaw is a very typical means of transport in India. It is there. That is an auto rickshaw or auto. Okay, it's very small, so they move into this crowded, super crowded city. Okay, so super recommendation. Go to this page 154, and play the audio many times. Try to repeat the conversation because that is super important. Here is your activity. Okay, so the most important activity is that you're going to look for information. So if you need to get information, you're going to use these expressions. So do not forget, when you ask where something is, like here, you say, is there a cash machine near here? The answer is near here in that case. And are there any bookshops here? Where is the nearest rickshaw stop? Where is the nearest? Then asking how to get there. What's the best way to get there? Can we walk? Is there a bus? Asking how far it is. When you ask how far something is, you say, how long does it take? Or you say, is it far? How far is it? Asking when it's open. You say, do you know when it's open? Or you can also say, what time does it open? Okay, so you are going to do the activity 4A. Please listen and complete the activity. It is an activity where you have a mini conversation very similar to the one you're going to have in your activity of the online session. Right? So listen and complete.
Track 49.
1.
Where's the nearest bus stop?
It's on Station Road.
What's the best way to get there?
Oh, you can walk
How far is it?
about half a kilometre. 2.
Is there a bank near here?
Really, the nearest one is next to the train station.
Is there a bus?
It's better to get the metro.
How long does it take?
About 15 minutes.
3.
Where can I buy some shoes?
The best shoe shop is Porter's.
Is it far?
No, it's a 10-minute walk.
What time does it open?
It opens at 9:30.
So there you have it. Now I'm going to explain the instructions of the activity. I will say the instructions in Spanish. Yo les había pedido formar grupos de 4. Como ustedes pueden ver acá, aquí hay 4 situaciones en los post-it amarillos. Van a tener que tener 4 conversaciones en su grupo y van a dividirse 2 y 2. Por ejemplo, si el grupo está formado por Fabián, Marcelo, Cristian y Gonzalo, Fabián y Marcelo van a hacer asking where something is and asking how to get there. Y Gonzalo y Cristian van a hacer asking how far it is and asking when it's open. Van a crear 2 conversaciones. En total voy a escuchar 4 porque tienen que usar conversaciones utilizando estas expresiones vistas acá, muy similares a las que acabamos de escuchar. Entonces, en los grupos de 4 se van a dividir 2 y 2. Ustedes pueden ya tenerlo preparado, en el momento los realizamos en la clase. La idea es que todos tengan la oportunidad de hacer por lo menos 2 de estas situaciones. Asking where something is, asking how to get there, asking how far away it is y asking when it's open. Recuerden que este es el largo de la conversación, no más que eso. Ya, repasamos de nuevo las expresiones. Asking where something is. Is there a cash machine near here? Where is the nearest rickshaw stop? Ustedes cambian la información, por supuesto. Puede ser cualquier cosa. Where can I buy some shoes, for example? Asking how to get there. What's the best way to get there? Can we walk? Is there a bus? Asking how far it is. How long does it take? Is it far? How far is it? Asking when it's open. Do you know when it's open? What time does it open? Que esas expresiones tienen que estar usadas de las 4 conversaciones que voy a escuchar en sus grupos. Okay, so el grupo de 4 los vamos a desmenuzar en parejas y cada pareja tiene que hacer 2 conversaciones del largo que está mostrado aquí. Van cambiando el lugar porque eso es lo que no importa. Lo que sí importa es que se usen estas expresiones. ¿Ok? Esa es la actividad entonces, and I'll see you next class.